Hey fellows, Nate here, and now free-to-play player. Spend only about 100, and compared to whales, that's about nothing. So for today, I'm here to talk about meta in Genshin Impact, what I believe it to be, and I guess also the general consensus. Little warning, I am not a theory crafter by any means, just a day one player, so if there's any misinfo, or if you just want to let me hear your take, please tell me in the comments below. So meta, most effective tactic available, is mostly used for the Spiral Abyss, Genshin's quote-unquote endgame. But who can we actually 100% determine who is meta? Well, if we just get a random character like, for example, Yelan, I guess you could put her on the meta side, just because, well, she's Yelan. She has great Hydro application, amazing damage, and overall, just an absolute unit. But what separates a godlike unit like Yelan from a kinda subpar person like Dory? This might not look like the fairest of comparisons, but that's the entire point. So for comparison, let's try versatility first. You could slot in a Yelan in most teams, mostly the teams having a DPS that wants to Hydro-like reactions. On the other hand, there's much better healers than Dory and Electro enablers. She also has a pretty clunky kit in my opinion, so there's really not a reason to use Dory since there are much better picks. So since Yelan is a #1 pick for most teams, you could consider her to be meta over Dory, who is overshadowed by many other units who perform similarly to her. So now, how about units who do almost the same thing? Well, let's choose Child and Ayato. So both of these units perform primarily the same, yet they're quite different. Well, I guess from a certain standpoint, both of them are what I believe to be meta, but here's what I think. I think Child is an overall better unit because he has a better quadratic scaling and a better burst. And I think he has more versatility than Ayato, but that's just my opinion. I guess Ayato's DOT burst could be good for something like Bloom teams, but when you compare it to a burst like Child's, well, Child solos. Okay, so with mild bias out the way, I believe meta to be whoever is good in Spiral Abyss, and I guess maybe in the overworld. But it's mostly for the Abyss because I don't think you should give a shit if your characters are doing lackluster damage towards hilly trails. But back to the main topic, I like to think of Kaza, Bennett, and Raiden Shogun as meta. In my eyes, they're the people you want to use primarily since they're the most versatile. And those three each have their own roles to fulfill, and I think they're all the best at it. Also, I just think the support characters are meta in general, so I think I generally got the point done with the meta part of the characters. Well, now what about meta teams? Well, I think for a team to be meta, it has to be doing about 500k to 800k per rotation for it to be good, since the Abyss enemies are too tanky for no absolute reason. Right now, the most prevalent teams are probably Dendro teams, those most likely involving nahida, since she's just too goated. But to be honest, if the team mostly revolves around one overpowered reaction, like Quicken, Vaporize, or Bloom, it's probably good most of the time. And freeze teams are very situational. So that's about the end of this video. Like or subscribe if you like this, or dislike it, cause I appreciate feedback. And do please tell me if there was anything you didn't agree with, because I enjoy reading comments with constructive criticism, and only that. But anyway, see ya fellas.